Welcome to Cancun, Mexico. We spent 5 nights at the Hilton Cancun All-Inclusive with young kids. And in this video, I'm sharing what it's actually like from pools to splash pad to kids corner and what to know before booking. After arriving at the Cancun International Airport, we took pre-arranged private transportation to the resort. We were able to pre-order waters and beer and most importantly, car seats, so we didn't have to travel with our own. The ride itself was about 15-20 minutes, and once you turn off the main road, you drive through a mangrove jungle for about 10 minutes before you actually reach the Hilton Cancun All Inclusive. Along the way, there are signs warning about wildlife, including like jaguars and crocodiles, which definitely adds a sense that you're headed somewhere tucked away and private. Once you arrive, you enter a large modern lobby. To the left is the general check-in desk, and then to the right is the Hilton Honors desk. We're Hilton Honors Diamond members, and during our stay, every time we walked by that general check-in side, it always had a line, while the Honors side rarely did. If you're a member, it's definitely worth checking which line applies to you. While my husband checked us in, I walked around the lobby with the kids a bit. My first reaction, well, honestly, I was a little cautious. The space was a very modern design with a lot of decor and low tables within kids' reach and low decor items. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but not necessarily built like a kid focused space. That said, our kids did great. We grabbed macaroons from the cafe in the lobby, and everyone was happy. This is typically also the area where there's late night activities with a DJ or some type of karaoke. There's also a large bar in that area, and this bar is the one that's open the latest out of all of them on property. Now, just off the lobby, there are several reservation-based restaurants, including there's a Mexican restaurant, a steakhouse, and then there's an Italian restaurant, which I really liked. At check-in, you'll receive a bracelet. It has a QR code on it, and this becomes your room key. I love this system. No cards to keep track of or deactivate accidentally with your phone, especially with kids. From there, we made our way up to our family suite, and I do have a full separate room tour video on the suite if you're interested. Let's start with the South Pool, which is typically considered the more adult area. But that said, kids are welcome everywhere at this resort. We saw families at both pools all week. So both pools offer cabanas, which they call Bali beds. These include a shaded structure plus two lounge chairs. Sometimes the lounge chairs are partially in the water, sometimes fully out of the water. We rented a Bali bed most days just to have a home base for the kids. And a few times, our older daughter, she even took an afternoon nap with the ocean breeze in the background. One thing I really loved about both main pools is the extended shallow ledge. For about 15 to 20 feet from the edge of the pool, the water is only about a foot deep. It was a perfect play zone for our kids before they ventured out into the deeper section, which maxes out probably about 4 feet. For these types of trips, we always bring their swim vests. I also buy, inexpensive floats and pool toys for the week. And then when we leave, I just give them to a family who's staying longer. Water shoes there were a must. Before booking, I watched another video that mentioned some of the pool tiles are loose. And we did notice that in a few areas. The pools really are beautiful, but there are spots where the tiles lift slightly from the floor and you could cut your foot. So, water shoes for our kiddos really gave us a peace of mind. You'll notice similar type flooring issues in the splash pad area. Neither pool has a swim up bar, but there are servers who circulate regularly with drinks. The South Pool even hosted a foam party one afternoon. It was so much fun. Kids weren't allowed in the deeper section during that party for safety, but they could play in the bubbles along that shallow ledge. There's also a full size chessboard near the South Pool. Our kids love moving the pieces around, even if they weren't really sure of the strategy. Okay, now let's head over to the North Pool. also known as a family pool. This is a large infinity style pool, also similar to the South Pool, with beautiful views. And when we visited in February, the water was warm and wonderful. The temperature was mid 80s. It was perfect pool weather every single day. Now, while there are lifeguards on duty at both pools, the pools are really long. So full visibility, it's just not possible. So if your kids are swimming, you're still pretty much on duty all day. While the South Pool was great, we naturally gravitated towards the North side. This pool had organized activities throughout the day, things like bingo, boogie board contests, volleyball, dance lessons. It was just really fun to participate and just even to just watch. And right next to the North Pool is the area where we probably spent the most time, the splash pad. Now, let's take a look at my kids' favorite water spot. Now, let's talk about the splash pad because this is where we spent the majority of our time. The splash pad sits right next to the North Pool and it's set up in like a phased approach based on ages and kind of excitement level of the water. So, on one end, there are large water table style elements and it's perfect for smaller kids. And then on the other side, there are more like sprinkler and mister style structures that kids can really like run through and explore. And it's shallower on both of those ends. In the middle, there's more of a water park style section with slides. So two of those slides are open and they're a little bit faster. And then two are enclosed and they're a little bit more controlled, slower, um, more of an off ramp so you don't automatically land right on the floor of the pool. One thing to know, there's a lot of water spraying as you walk up to all of these four slides. So if you have a kiddo who doesn't love getting sprayed in the face with water, getting on the slides can definitely be an adventure. I didn't like it myself, but I did it because it was fun for my kids. Now, the entire splash pad area is shallow. Again, it's more shallow on the sides and a little bit deeper in the middle, but still it's very manageable from a depth perspective. Even though the resort was at full capacity during our stay, the splash pad never felt overly crowded. There's a good amount of seating nearby, and a decent portion of it stays shaded for much of the day. So, in our experience, seating near the splash pad, it was much less competitive than seating around the infinity pools, both the north and the south. Now, I do want to repeat this. Water shoes are a must for kids. Kids moving fast in the splash pads, while the area is beautiful and it really is well designed, there are sections where the flooring is loose. It has loose tiles, loose cement areas, similar to parts of the main pool. And water shoes just gave us a peace of mind. I did see some kids have a few scrapes on their feet. So, again, water shoes are a must. There are also days, when some of those misting features aren't activated due to wind conditions. So that's just something to keep in mind. There are still other things to do in the splash pad area, but some things just might be turned off based on the day. When we rented a cabana down by at the infinity pool, we also couldn't hear excess noise from the splash pad. The layout works really well and it feels lively without being chaotic. So that said, you can't relax at the infinity pool and visually monitor your kids at the splash pad. The splash pad is elevated, so it's on like kind of a level above, and the seating areas don't face it. So if your kids are there, you'll need to be there too. And one thing I really appreciated is the splash pad is close to the kids' corner, which made transitions between water time and activities really easy. Although the kids need to make sure that they're fully dry going to the kids' corner. Now, let's move on and talk about the kids' corner.
Welcome to Kids Corner.
This is Kids Corner. The layout is really thoughtfully designed and it's broken into different zones, mainly by age of play. So, right near the entrance after you walk in, you'll find, interactive play walls and various activity station. There's a foosball table area, a table tennis game, and even a small video game area. From there, we walked into a movie room. It's cozy, it's dark. It's really a space where kids can wind down and watch a movie during activity windows. There are large, comfy pillows and beanbag chairs on the floor, and it was actually a really delightful experience. Moving deeper into the space, there's a toddler focused area with an indoor treehouse, a small ball pit, and age appropriate toys. So, this section feels very safe and soft, which I appreciated for young kids. You can also see an outdoor playground from certain areas inside, which adds to the open feel. There's a dedicated craft and activity space where structured programming happens, and this is where my daughter did her daily crafts. On the other side of the room, there's a giant Connect 4 game and restrooms that are scaled for little kids, which is such a practical detail. There's also a large mat area where kids can climb, jump, and just burn off some energy in a really controlled indoor space. There's even a smaller room tucked away for additional crafts and reading, and another view of the outdoor playground. One thing I always recommend, stop by the kids' corner on your first day to register your child. You'll need their passport, you'll go over the rules and the schedule, and then once you're registered, drop off on future day is it's just much smoother. Kids 4 and above who are potty trained can participate in structured activity windows independently. It's not full day childcare, but it's a great balance of independence for them and short breaks for you. And honestly, every great visit to Kids Corner ended the same way for us, a stop at the snack shop right across the way. Soft serve ice cream, cookies, candies, and hot churros. It kind of became part of the routine. From here, the energy shifts into the evening programming for families, and that's where the resort really comes alive
Not
for
there.
families at night.
Not there. What flavored ice cream you have?
As the sun goes down, the resort shifts into evening mode. Most nights, there's a main show at the outdoor amphitheater. It's an open air stage setup, so the theme, rotates depending on the night. During our stay, we saw a Latin dance show and a Michael Jackson tribute performance called This Is It. These are resort style productions, not Broadway level sets or ticketed performances, but they're engaging. They're well done for a resort and a fun way to end the day as a family. The performers clearly work very hard and the audience gets involved, which makes it very lively. On certain nights, the energy moves into the lobby or outdoor terrace for themed parties. One night was a glow party. It started with structured kid focused activities around 8 p.m. and then transitioned into a more high energy vibe as the night went on, including a towering neon robot performance that definitely caught everyone's attention. We also did the silent disco, which was honestly one of our favorite nights. Headphones on, multiple music channels, kids dancing next to adults. It felt very inclusive and really fun for all ages. There's also a resort app that lists all of the daily activities, including evening programming, so it's easy to plan your nights ahead of time. For us, the 8 p.m. timing worked well. We enjoyed the main event and then we headed upstairs afterwards, which felt like a really manageable time frame for kids. Before booking, here's a few important things to keep in mind. First, the layout. While you can navigate the resort using ramps, it does increase walking distance. The property is fairly spread out, so if mobility is a concern, this may not be your first choice. Second, this is also a conference property, so during certain times of the day, especially conference breaks, you may notice a wave of guests heading towards the pools or common areas. Other times, it feels much quieter. It didn't negatively impact our stay, but it's something to be aware of. In terms of age range, this resort really shines for preschool through early middle school. The splash pad, structured kids corner, and evening program are ideal for that age group. We didn't notice a strong teen focus scene for middle school or high schoolers. And if your goal is full day childcare, so you can completely unplug, this resort operates differently. Kids Corner runs in structured windows, so it's more of a balance between independence for them and shorter breaks for you. For our family, yes, we would come back. The water areas worked incredibly well for our kids. The programming felt organized and the overall experience was smooth and well run. Next time, we'd probably shorten the stay, maybe around 3 nights instead of five, not because of anything negative, but simply because we felt like we had experienced most of what the resort offered in that time frame. If you're looking for a modern, family friendly, all inclusive resort with a splash pad and structured kids programming, Hilton Cancun is definitely worth considering. If you want to see our full family suite tour, that video is linked here. Make sure you check out our other video on a full room tour at the Hilton All-Inclusive Resort in Cancun, Mexico.